Welcome to the ProcurementIQ Resource Center. We're the leading provider of actionable market intelligence created specifically for procurement practitioners and departments. I'm going to show you how you can use ProcurementIQ's reports to tackle a category's total cost of ownership, or TCO. Whether you're sourcing a product or service, TCO is an important category element you'll want to have a handle on. When sourcing services, it's always important to consider what level of expertise you need to effectively fulfill your objectives as a company. It's not always about cost savings, but driving value for your organization. If you only have 10 minutes to research and you need to understand what your total cost of ownership will look like in a category, you'll want to understand the price environment first. A good starting place is our geographic wage rates section. In the Price Environment chapter, if you just scroll down, you'll see an interactive map. You can click through the map to find the wage rates you need. We outline major metropolitan areas that you can hone in on to create a strategy, and you can look at the different expertise levels and their associated rates within this section. We do break down wage rates by their average, but then we go into what the likely wage would look like for entry-level, mid-career, and experienced employees within that field. You can think of those three numbers as good, better, and best in terms of skill provided when you're identifying the total cost of ownership. We do have an entire section on TCO within the price environment just below the geographic wage rates map. Naturally, you should spend some time clicking into these drop-down menus. We'll give you this really nice high-level overview, whether we estimate the TCO will be low, medium, or high, and then you can drill down into each. These give you an understanding of the cost related to this product or service that you should negotiate before signing a contract, the factors that will be billed during fulfillment, and any likely unforeseen costs that might arise during the contract that would affect the bottom line. Unforeseen costs are really important to account for. Your actual TCO could end up being higher than expected because there were issues with the supply chain or fulfillment that weren't accounted for. So you'll want to incorporate these potential unforeseen costs into your expected TCO just in case they come up. It's important to remember that none of ProcurementIQ's research exists in isolation. Everything's connected, right? As important as our price environment chapter is, you'll need to use other parts of the report to fully understand your TCO, like our supply chain and vendors chapter. If you go into individual supplier profiles, you need to ask questions based on how many different subcategories and additional services they cover. It's important to remember that our supplier profiles are not limited to U.S. companies with U.S.-centric operating models. Our analysts identify the top suppliers in terms of market share, and many of those suppliers serve other geographies. That's all going to be represented in a company's cost model because no two suppliers are going to be structured the same. So you have to ask them what their pricing model is based on. You can see what's impacting their pricing model with category reports, but you have to ask follow-up questions to your potential suppliers so that you can understand that TCO component, such as, how are you structured internally with all your subcategories and additional services? Other questions you should ask yourself when trying to identify the total cost of ownership are, what's the volatility of the price drivers? What's the supply chain price? And what's your overall scope? You'll need those answers to gain an understanding of TCO within a category. You should take information from multiple sections of a report to distill that broader understanding. You should look at supplier profiles, price driver profiles, and sometimes multiple category reports to distill it all into an objective view. So if you only have 10 minutes to research a category, TCO is one of the most important areas that you can gain an understanding of alongside our supply chain and vendors chapter. So those are some of the most important places you can visit in our collection if you're trying to get a handle on total cost of ownership. For more market intelligence insights and ProcurementIQ best practices, make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel and follow us on LinkedIn. Thank you for watching.